Hi, I'm Amy Goldner. I'm a certified fitness professional located in Langley, BC, Canada. I wanted to give you a sampling of my Fusion Flow class that I would teach at my community center. And so I'm super excited to start. And my daughter here, Gwyneth, is joining us. So she can demonstrate the positions while I teach. So today in this class, it's going to be about a 15-minute class, and today we're going to start on our backs. So if you can start on your backs, your feet are going to be as wide as the mat, and you're going to rest your knees together, and you're going to have one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart, or your breastbone, your sternum. Okay, so when we do a flow class, we always like to start with breathing, and it helps to focus us and calm us. So we're going to start to take a longer inhale and start to feel this hand that's at your belly expand on the inhale, like rise, and then exhale, lower. So this is called deep diaphragmatic breathing. And so where she's breathing right into that belly and then exhaling all the air out. Now, as you breathe into the belly, you're going to start to breathe into your chest as well. So we're getting a bigger range of breath all the way in the torso. Yeah. And you want it to be natural and relaxed. You can close your eyes while you're breathing, or you can have a soft gaze. So when we do this type of deep belly breathing, it stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system, which just helps us calm and focus and relax. Let's put both your hands onto your belly. And we're going to do something called fingertip abs. So you're going to have your fingertips just both right onto your belly. All right, so inhale right into your belly. And exhale, start to knit your fingers together. Yeah, and then inhale, expand. Exhale, knit. Yeah, so let's do that a few times. And while you're doing that, what we're doing is we're activating our deepmost core muscles called the transverse abdominis. And they're hugging in, they actually attach onto your spine and they hug all the way around like a corset or a waistband. And so we're activating those muscles. All right, so while you're doing that, let's activate them. And let's bring one knee up and then the other knee up. So one at a time into tabletop. So tabletop, where your knee and your hips are in a line and your legs are together and they're parallel with the floor. Perfect. And already you're going to notice in this position that you have to activate your transverse abdominis just to keep it here. And so you're activating that, and let's bring our fingertips to the sky. Yeah. And so this is called the dead bug. Gwyneth, you're going to take your left knee and your right arm and lengthen them out, and then exhale, hug the core in and bring it back. And let's do the other way. So inhale, and then exhale, hug the core in. So do that a few times on your own breath. And then on the exhale, think about hugging that transverse abdominis in even more. Hug it in. Nice. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hug in. Let's do one more each way. Great. And last one. Wonderful. And let's hug your knees into your chest. Great. And let's bring your feet down to the floor. And we're just going to do some pelvic tilt. So you're going to put your hands on either side of your front. We have a hip bone. It's called the hip bone. Your front hip bone is the ASIS. So you're going to feel those. And then I want you to flatten your back and lift your tailbone a little bit high. Yeah. And then not so much, just a little bit. And then now arch your low back and then roll onto your tailbone, but your hips are on the floor. Yeah, and so these are called pelvic tilts. And so you're just rolling onto your tailbone, yeah, and then you're flattening your back. Exactly. So I like to do pelvic tilts, keep going. And before in a class, because it just helps us become aware of our pelvis. It's so important, keep the pelvis onto the floor. Yeah, that's great. Wonderful. Okay, so let's hug our knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Nice. And then lengthen your arms and your legs onto the floor. So give yourself a really big stretch. Perfect. And then we're going to and just because we're filming this, I love to have your head over on this side. So you're just gonna flip right over. And then bring your arms alongside your torso and you're gonna lie on your belly. Okay, so we're gonna work our back muscles. So tuck your chin in a little bit. And then, so there's a part right at the back of the neck where you're gonna start to lift. So you're gonna start to lift here at the back of your neck and lift up, and then lift up even more. You can roll, you're gonna squeeze these shoulder blades back. Yes. So we're working along the muscles along our spine, and then exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. All right, let's add on to that. So let's inhale, lift your torso, and now lift your arms off the floor. Nice. Tuck your chin a little bit. Good. Shoulder blades down your back. Nice. And then exhale, lower all the way. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to add the legs. So let's first add the torso. Inhale, lift up your torso. Lift up those arms. And now lift the legs off the floor. We're going to hold this for 5 breaths. You're going to think about internally rotating those legs, meaning that the inner thighs are going to the side, the sky. Nice. Tuck your chin in. Long spine. And then exhale all the way down to the floor. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press into a shell stretch where your hips are right at your heels. Nice. And just get a nice stretch there. Good, so now she's stretching out her low back and her our spinal erectors. Okay, so let's come up into hands and knees. So hands and knees, that's where your knees are and your hips are in line and your shoulders and your wrists are in line. And let's inhale, heart forward, exhale, round the back. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, shoulder blades down your back, collarbones wide, and then exhale, belly button to spine round, separate those shoulder blades. 1 more, inhale, and exhale. And then let's just come to that neutral spine. So head's in line with your spine, and then we're gonna tuck our toes and lift our hips up into pike pose. So in pike pose, your feet are hip width and parallel, and let's bend your knees a little bit more. And think about, yes, your tailbone lengthening to the ceiling, and already we just noticed nice long space in that spine. But you're gonna press your hands into the floor, and if you have any discomfort in those wrists, if you kind of think about pressing those fingertips into the floor more than your wrists or your hands, that will help. So you're pressing, we're activating, and see your inner elbows. They're kind of facing you. Can you see if you can face the inner elbows more to the front of the room? So we're externally rotating our shoulder joint. Okay, so we're here. Let's take our right leg up and back into a pike split. So in this pike split, we want to have level hips, which Gwyneth is doing great, but this is a lot of work in those arms. So if you ever need to bring down your left knee to the floor, you can definitely do that. And so again, that inner thigh is facing the ceiling. Good, and now we're gonna hug the knee into our chest and step that foot right to our right thumb. Our feet are hip width apart, and we're on our back toes. We're gonna inhale our arms all the way up into a high lunge. So our lower belly's lifting, our tailbones lengthening, and our right hips going back as our left hips going forward. And then we're having nice wide collarbones, and we're here in this isometric hold, which means we're not moving, but it's certainly challenging. Let's take a breath, and let's bring our hands to our heart. So hands right at our breastbone. We're going to move in 1 unit our whole ribs. Let's bring our right ribs to the right. Yes, but our left hip is going to stay to the left. So we're not twisting from our hips, we're twisting from our ribs. Looks great, collarbones wide. Nice. If this is too much, if this is too challenging, you can always bring your left knee down to the floor and do the exact same thing. So let's widen our arms. So our left fingertips are forward, our right fingertips are back. Nice. So she's working really hard in those legs. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate our core, reach the left hand to go right beside our right foot, and then our right fingertips are gonna go to the ceiling. Yes. Same twist. The twist is coming from the ribs, not the hips. Nice. Let's do one more breath. Take an inhale. And then on exhale, bring your top hand down to the floor. Let's go back to hands and knees and then pike pose. Take a few breaths there. And then let's inhale the left leg up and back into our pike split. So same thing. Our hips are level. Inner thigh is going to the ceiling and she's pressing and activating her arms to help support her here. Nice. Hug the left knee into your chest, shift the shoulders forward, use the core, and then step the left foot up. Widen your feet hip width apart on your back toes, and then inhale all the way into your high lunge. Shoulder blades down your back. Same thing, we want to lift the low belly and lengthen the tailbone. Your left hip's going back, your right hip's going forward, trying to keep those hips level. Let's take one more breath. And then on your exhale, let's bring your hands to your heart, rotating just the ribs, or rotating those left ribs to the left. And so just doing this, we gotta use our core. We're hugging in the transverse abdominis, using our obliques, those side waist muscles, to keep us here. You can stay here, or you're gonna widen your arms. So a wide twist. Right fingertips forward, left fingertips back. Knowing that you can always bring your right knee down to the floor if you need. Now use your core, reach forward, bring your right hand right beside your left foot, and then bring your left fingertips to the ceiling. So there's this feeling of pressing the floor away with your bottom hand and reaching the ceiling with your top hand. Nice final twist. Let's take an inhale, and then exhale. Let's bring the hand down, back to that hands and knees, and then pike pose, back to the pike pose. Let's hold pike pose for 3 breaths. If this isn't restful, because this is supposed to be a restful pose, you can go into shell stretch. So why don't we show that? So your knees are down on the floor, you're gonna widen your knees as wide as the mat, and then you bring your hips down to your heels, and your arms are reaching forward. They're active, and she's pressing into the mat with her hands. Nice. Let's take a breath. All right, let's roll on up and let's swing our legs forward. So we're gonna do a forward fold. We're gonna grab our straps. So with the strap, you can use, if you don't have a strap, an exercise strap, you can use a belt, a scarf, or something like that. So we're gonna do a dual leg fold. So that's where our legs are together, our feet are flexed, and our knees and our toes are pointing to the ceiling. We're gonna take our strap and put it at the ball of our foot. Perfect. So not really the arch. There's too many, it's a little uncomfortable there. We want the ball of foot so we can stretch our calf at the same time. So inhale, let's get really long in the spine, sternum to the ceiling, and then exhale, fold forward. So we wanna think about our front hip bone going closer to our femur bone, our thigh bone. So we don't want to really round our back. It's not a big deal if you do, but we really want to get our hamstring stretched. So to do that, we need a long spine. So you're going to walk your hands down the strap, or maybe you're holding your feet. Let's inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. You could tuck your chin in a little bit and take a few breaths here. And let's come all the way up. Let's cross just go back to that cross-legged position. Let's do a twist. So we're gonna take our left hand onto our right knee and take our right hand back, and we're tenting our right fingers. So they're kind of like tented up. And that's just gonna work our fingers. So let's inhale, get super long in the spine, and then exhale, twist your right ribs to the right. So on every email, you're gonna get longer in the spine. Exhale, twist the ribs. You don't wanna twist the lower body, just the ribs, and your neck is just going along for the ride. It's staying calm and soft. All right, let's go center. Let's do the other side. Right hand on left knee, left fingers back. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, left ribs to the left. And then you can think about inhale, longer spine, exhale, twisting. One more time. Inhale, longer spine, exhale, twist. And then let's come forward. Let's do our inner thighs, and then I think we'll be all done. So let's bring our feet together, and they're just gently pressing together. I like to have my hands onto my ankles, but this could be hard for a lot of people with tight inner thighs. So you could always bring your hands back and support you this way. So again, nice long spine. And then exhale, just fold forward. So we're folding forward with a long spine on this one, and that's just putting the emphasis more in those inner thighs. Take a breath. And then let's inhale, come all the way up. And let's cross our legs again. Okay, so let's breathe. Inhale, arms up, palms touch. And then exhale, all the air. I like to sigh out. Inhale, full deep breath, all the air. And then exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. This time, exhale, let's bring our hands to the heart. And I just like to finish my flow practice with a feeling of gratitude. It could be anything that happened today that you feel grateful for. It could be your healthy body today. It could be this practice. And I'm grateful for you for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much, Gwyneth, for helping me out. And I hope you enjoyed this practice. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to email me. Thanks. Take care. Bye.